What does a cat being mad at you actually look like? Many cat owners have experienced this strange moment. Your cat suddenly starts acting differently. It stops coming close. It turns its back on you. Maybe it flicks its tail, walks away, or gives you a long stare before leaving the room. At that point, many people say the same thing. My cat is mad at me. But are cats really capable of being angry in the same way humans are? And if they are, how does that emotion actually appear in their behavior? The answer is a little more complex than it seems. Cats do experience emotions such as frustration, discomfort, and stress. However, they don't process social conflict the same way humans do. When a cat seems angry, what you are usually seeing is a combination of body language signals that show the cat feels threatened, annoyed, overstimulated, or simply wants distance. Understanding those signals can help you recognize when your cat is unhappy, and more importantly, why. The first and most obvious sign that a cat may be upset is a sudden change in body posture. A relaxed cat usually moves fluidly and comfortably. Its body looks loose, its tail rests naturally, and its ears point forward or slightly to the side. But when a cat becomes irritated or defensive, its body may become stiff. The muscles tighten and the cat's movements become slower or more deliberate. Instead of lounging comfortably, the cat may sit upright and still, watching carefully. This stiffness is often the first warning signal. The second sign is tail movement. A cat's tail can reveal a lot about its emotional state. When a cat is calm, the tail usually rests quietly or moves gently. But when irritation begins to build, the tail often starts flicking sharply. You may notice the tail moving back and forth in quick, tense motions. Sometimes only the tip of the tail twitches, but that small movement can be an important clue. This tail flicking often means the cat is becoming overstimulated or uncomfortable. If the interaction continues, such as too much petting or unwanted attention, the tail movement may become faster and more aggressive. At this stage, the cat is clearly asking for space. Another strong signal is ear position. When cats are comfortable, their ears usually face forward, following interesting sounds around the room. But when irritation or fear appears, the ears often rotate sideways or flatten backward. Flattened ears are one of the clearest signs that a cat is no longer relaxed. The cat may feel threatened, cornered, or overwhelmed. In many cases, this happens during interactions that humans think are harmless, like picking up a cat when it doesn't want to be held, or continuing to pet it after it has had enough. The ears change position before more obvious reactions occur. The fourth signal is eye expression. A calm cat often has soft, relaxed eyes. The eyelids may be half closed, and the pupils stay normal in size. But when a cat becomes upset, its eyes may widen. The pupils can dilate dramatically, especially if the cat feels startled or defensive. Sometimes the cat will stare directly at the source of irritation without blinking. This intense stare is not friendly curiosity, it's focused attention. The cat is evaluating the situation and deciding what to do next. Another common behavior that people interpret as being mad is walking away or avoiding you. Cats often choose distance instead of confrontation. If a cat feels uncomfortable, its first instinct is usually to remove itself from the situation. So instead of hissing or scratching, many cats simply stand up and leave. To humans, this can feel like rejection, but for cats, walking away is actually a polite way of saying, "I'm done with this interaction." If the cat continues to be followed or touched after that point, the situation may escalate into stronger defensive signals. One of the most recognizable signs of a truly angry or defensive cat is hissing or growling. These sounds are clear warnings. They signal that the cat feels threatened and wants space immediately. When a cat hisses, it is trying to create distance without physical conflict. It is a last verbal signal before more serious defensive actions might happen. Along with hissing, the cat may arch its back, puff up its fur, or crouch low to the ground. These behaviors are designed to make the cat look larger and more intimidating to a perceived threat. At this stage, the cat is no longer just annoyed. It feels genuinely unsafe. However, most everyday situations between cats and their owners never reach this level. More often, what people interpret as a cat being mad is actually something simpler: overstimulation. Cats have a limit to how much physical contact they enjoy at once. When petting continues beyond that limit, the cat's body begins to send signals. tail flicking, ear rotation, muscle tension. If those signals are ignored, the cat may give a quick swat with its paw or a gentle bite. Not to injure, but to stop the interaction. This is not revenge or anger in the human sense. It is communication. Another situation where cats may appear angry is when their routine is disrupted. Cats are creatures of habit. They prefer predictable environments where daily events happen in a familiar pattern. When something changes suddenly, new furniture, unfamiliar visitors, loud noises, or a different feeding schedule, a cat may behave differently. It might hide more, avoid interaction, or appear distant. Some owners interpret this as the cat being upset with them personally, but in reality, the cat is simply adjusting to a change in its environment. Cats do not hold grudges the way humans do. If you accidentally step on your cat's tail or disturb its sleep, it may run away in the moment. But once the situation feels safe again, most cats return to their normal behavior quickly. What looks like anger is usually just a temporary emotional response to discomfort or stress. There is one more subtle behavior that sometimes makes owners think their cat is upset: the silent treatment. After a stressful event, such as a vet visit, a bath, or nail trimming, a cat might avoid its owner for a short time. It may sit farther away than usual or refuse to approach. This behavior can feel very personal, but it usually isn't. The cat simply needs time to relax and return to its normal emotional balance. Once it feels calm again, it will often return to its usual routines. So what does a cat being mad really look like? Most of the time, it is not dramatic anger. It is a collection of body language signals that show discomfort, overstimulation, or the desire for space. A flicking tail, rotating ears, a stiff posture, walking away. These are the ways cats communicate boundaries. When owners learn to notice these signals early, they can avoid pushing the cat too far. And when those signals are respected, cats usually remain calm and trusting. In many ways, the idea that cats get mad at their owners is a human interpretation of something simpler. Cats are not judging you, holding grudges, or plotting revenge. They are simply reacting to the moment, expressing comfort, curiosity, or discomfort through subtle body language. Once you learn to read those signals, you begin to understand something important about cats. They are not mysterious. They are just communicating in a quieter language than humans expect.